Welcome to Families Future Present. I'm so excited to be speaking today with Dr. Lynda Ashbourne of the University of Guelph. Dr. Ashbourne is a professor in the Department of Family Relations and Applied Nutrition, and her area of study is in family relations and human development. Dr. Ashbourne's research focuses in two areas: people's interactions and meaning-making in family relationships, and the connections and potential gaps in community services and supports for families. Dr. Ashbourne is a founding member of a community of practice in family law and family conflict, which is where I met her and became familiar with her work. Dr. Ashbourne co-wrote an article in the Family Court Review discussing the issue of orienting services to separated and divorced fathers. And this is what we're talking about today on Families Future Present. Dr. Ashbourne, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thanks for having me.
Are we seeing generally that there are the resources available to parents and fathers in particular when it comes to trying to access that kind of information that would help them to be more involved and more connected with their kids post-separation?
Oh, well, we looked at, my colleagues and I looked at what it is that fathers need, and we kind of pulled apart a little bit those services to say that both partners, but in particular in talking about fathers, there's the uncoupling or decoupling of the marital relationship, the spousal relationship, while at the same time you're maintaining connection as co-parents, and you don't want to lose your relationship with your children. So there's this reconfiguring of the family unit and a sort of emotional, physical, and legal shift. And you don't want to lose sight as a father of your relationship with your kids and your role as a co-parent. At the same time, both partners are going through grief, anger, sadness, loss, and those kinds of psychological, emotional transitions require lots of support. So ideally, we would have support for helping fathers process that very difficult emotional, psychological, healthy well-being kind of transition on their own, and a different kind of supports to help them figure out what was working as a parent, what can they continue, what do their kids need, that might be more educational, and then how can they kind of establish a co-parenting problem-solving approach with their former spouse. And so we see that the needs for services kind of cover that continuum. Men are less comfortable going to someone to say, I've got a problem with my emotions, I've been hurt, I'm grieving. Those are hard things for men because of the socialization in our culture and many to talk about this stuff. There's also fewer services. Women tend to be the professional to dominate those professions. Men may feel less comfortable asking women to help them, and there's less funding for programs, parenting programs, grieving programs, support, kind of counseling for coping with those transitions.
Yeah, because that's my sense with a lot of my clients is I do tend to find that a lot of my female clients tend to want counseling and seek it out. And sometimes I think maybe it's the financial barrier for some men if they're going to say, well, on my list of priorities, maybe counseling isn't up there. But it sounds as though, and I've always refer my clients to counseling saying, going through this grief and process, it will really help you. This experience of separation and divorce, we know, is one of the most stressful experiences that anyone has. It ranks right up there when they list life's stressors. It's right up there. And the help that parents need to get through this, through parent coordination, coaching, and things like that, it seems to me is pretty valuable. What would you say if you were going to do the biggest bang for the buck in terms of kind of helping to reduce conflict and help support couples be the best parents they can be as they go through this?
Well, absolutely. I think what you want to do as a parent and as a divorcing spouse is to look after your own stuff over here. Find a way, find someone who helps you process all that anger, sadness, grief, emotion, to keep that separate. And then when you come to working things out for your kids, you want some help and support in doing that co-parenting the best way that you can. And so whenever you can have a coach or an advisor or a practice session at how to resolve these parenting concerns and questions, that's the best bang for your buck.
Thank you so much for your time and your insights. I really appreciate it. And I'm sure that a lot of people, it's given us all lots of good things to think about as we try to sort through these difficult times.